gravy. Graham Rawlins with our Wednesday edition of News Geelong. Devoted followers of the Geelong Football Club and from the wider Geelong community joined with a who's who of Aussie rules football to say farewell to the Geelong Flyer Bob Davis yesterday at St Mary's of the Angels Basilica. On a brighter note, primary school students from across Geelong enjoyed the celebration of Education Week with a ride on the story train in the unique Shine and Discover rail trip. And later in the program, the Flying Hawk Nathan Curry brings us the action-packed world of Geelong sport, and sparkling Lani Salathiel will update you with the next week of weather in and around Geelong. All aboard the steam train as the Geelong Regional Library's story train hit the rails to embrace the tradition of storytelling as told by children's librarians to more than 250 eager primary school students. Meryl Friend reports.
We're here at the Drysdale station, and to culminate the end of Education Week, we'll be seeing children from grades prep to grade 3 from several Geelong schools who've enjoyed a story train with the Geelong Regional Library Corporation. They've been learning about literature and having fun along the way with the conductors dressed up as their favourite storybook tellers. And we're joined by some students from Drysdale Primary School who've been on the story train today for Education Week. Can you tell us what you did from this morning?
Well, we had to walk here from Drysdale Primary School, and from there we just waited for the train, and then we got on the train and heard some wonderful stories.
Can somebody give me a little idea of what some of the stories were about? What was your favourite?
My favourite was probably when a lady, she was dressed up from Hermione from Harry Potter, and there was a girl that was in a detective suit, and those were my favourite stories that they told me.
Now, did they have books? Did they have books to read stories, or how did they do it?
Well, they just did it like a play. They didn't have books.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So different sort of storytelling. What was your favourite?
My favourite was the Cat in the Hat one and Olivia.
Okay.
Because they were really funny.
And did you have a favourite one, mate?
My favourite one was Cat in the Hat and Olivia.
All right. So what's happening from here? Are you going back to school and tell everybody else all about it?
Yeah.
And we're joined with Maryanne Hyde, Children's and Youth Services Co-ordinator. You're all looking very lovely today. Can you tell us what you've been up to?
We've been on the story train today, Meryl. It's been a fantastic day. We've had 300 children on the train from Drysdale to Queenscliff, and we've told them 6 stories over a whole day. It's been wonderful. We're all a bit tired now, though.
So all of these conductors are dressed beautifully. Can you tell us who everybody is behind you there?
Oh, well, we've got some fabulous characters on the train today, all of whom are from Geelong Libraries, and we have Hermione Granger from the Harry Potter series. We have Sherlock Holmes. We have the gorgeous Olivia from the Olivia books. We have Cat in the Hat at the back. Wave, Cat. We have Where's Wally in disguise. We have our beautiful Majesty, our Queen, and we have Captain Feathersword.
Lovely. So what was the main purpose of today?
Today was it was a celebration for Education Week, and really it was just trying something different for expressing stories with children and an oral storytelling tradition. And the kids have just had a fabulous time. They've really engaged with the stories because it's a little bit different to reading a story from a book, in that these stories are acted out and they really get involved, and lots of singing and clapping, and just a fantastic day out. And the kids have been amazing.
Oh, you all look like you've had fantastic fun. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
From the Drysdale Railway, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. A fun time for all. In 2009, the Meryl River was declared the most flow-stressed river in Victoria. Now, through appropriate care, it is a centrepiece for local informative and picturesque tours in conjunction with the Landcare Group, as Ali Dean reports.
I'm standing on the historical Fyansford Bridge where the Moorabool River meets the Barwon, and I'm about to be joined by the Landcare Group, who have been on tour of the Moorabool today to find out more on their latest initiative to protect the river.
We've had an amazing day, an enormous full bus. I'm not sure how many that was, but it was a large group. And it's been very diverse and very instructive. We started close to home for me at the Dog Rock Sanctuary, just adjacent to the Dog Rocks in Batesford, where there's an enormous amount of work being undertaken by our land care group in conjunction with the Belcher family who own it. And we explained what was being done and why we need more help from interested people. And then we went on right up ultimately to the source of the Moorabool, and so we traced it backwards. One of the Catchment Authority representatives travelled with us and explained to us the policies about the catchment of the water and the distribution of the water, all very controversial because we Moorabool River lovers reckon that it doesn't get nearly enough allocated to it, and it's in fact one of the, well, it's the most degraded river in Victoria, and that's because water is diverted for domestic use, principally to Ballarat. They of course have their needs, but that's a balancing act which is a very political issue.
David, what happened on the tour today?
Oh, all sorts of things. We travelled and around looking at different properties, looking at the rivers systems and looking at the weirs and all the catchment areas. It was, you know, a really interesting trip. It really was, for a change. Oh, well, I had a bit of a yarn, yeah, a bit of a spiel about our use of the land sort of thing, looking at the different plants that are available, the importance now of land care because, you know, it protects our foods as well, and if we don't have the same, everybody dies the same as us. So, you know, it's good to see groups getting out and about and really having a go at looking after our land.
It was absolutely a great success. We had many new people on the bus trip that hadn't had any exposure to land care. Our older members were able to explain to our newer members what catchment health is all about, what land care is trying to achieve in the restoration and enhancing of the environment, and more importantly the new members were able to get a really good view as to the health of the Moorabool River and how all the reservoirs connected and the importance of having wildlife corridors and links and just generally the overview of what we need to make sure that our environment is being maintained and restored.
This is Ali Dean on the Fyansford Bridge for News Geelong.
Thank you, Ali. This is News Geelong as we go to a break and return with more news after this.